Saram students, and welcome back to this session. Today we will continue with lesson 11 of the Beehive, that is If I Were You. This is your part 3, written by Douglas James. So first we will do a quick recap of what we have done earlier. It is a drama which emphasizes the significance of intelligence, the presence of mind, and a cool head in situations of crisis. Gerard, a playwright, stays alone in a cottage. The intruder enters into a cottage with a revolver in hands. His actions seem to be very melodramatic. So Gerard was living in that cottage alone. The intruder immediately entered the cottage all of a sudden, and the actions that he did were really sensational or melodramatic. Also, he had a revolver in his hands. The intruder wanted to know everything about Gerard. He was very much interested in knowing about Gerard. The intruder wanted to know of Gerard whether he owned a car and also about the people who visited him. So at this, Gerard informed him that there were very few people who visited him, like the greengrocer, the milkman. Okay, not many people visited him. He was also informed that Gerard never met tradespeople, the businessmen. Gerard also tried to inquire and know more about the intruder. Now, Gerard was also keen to know about the intentions of the intruder. He went on to ask him regarding the line of crime that the intruder was specialized in. So he tried to ask him what kind of crimes he generally performed. What was he specialized in? He replied, stating his specialty was jewel robbery. He generally did robbery of jewels, stealing jewels. As the conversation progressed, Gerard came to know the intentions of the intruder, which was to kill him. He was actually intending to kill Gerard. He was trying to become VC Gerard and escape the cops. So here we learned that the intruder was trying to imitate Gerard in every respect, was trying to dress like him, wear attire like him, move. The behavior also was almost like VC Gerard. So he was actually trying to escape the cops and take his identity. The intruder was trying to take Gerard's identity. This is where we had stopped, students. So now let's continue. Intruder. Yes, I like the idea. Gerard. But are you sure it's going to help you? So he said that he would actually take the identity of Gerard and behave like him so that the cops do not catch him. However, Gerard was inquiring whether this would actually help him in any way. Intruder. Now listen here. I have got this all planned. I did a job in town. Things went wrong and I killed a cop. Since then, I have done nothing but dodge. Now the intruder explained why he was doing this. He informed that everything was planned by him, totally planned. He did a job in a town, and when things went wrong there, he had killed a cop. And since then, he was trying to dodge the cops or escape the cops. So cops were trying to catch hold of him. So he informed Gerard that all this is done by very good planning. Gerard. And this is where dodging has brought you. So he asked whether dodging the cops has brought you out here. Intruder. It brought me to Aylesbury. That's where I saw you in the car. Two other people saw you and started to talk. I listened. It looks like you're a bit queer, kind of a mystery man. So the intruder here said that trying to escape the cops, he had landed in Aylesbury. And this is where he saw Gerard in the car. There were people who were talking about him, so he stood there and listened to what they were actually speaking. He also mentioned that Gerard was like a mystery man, very difficult to understand him because all his behavior, his actions were very different. It was kind of a mystery. Gerard, a mystery which I propose to explain. He said that yes, it's a mystery and I would surely explain this to you. Intruder, disregarding him. You phone your orders and sometimes you go away suddenly and come back just the same. Those are just the things I want to do. Hearing about you was one of my luckiest breaks. So here the intruder said that he had listened to those people speaking and the way he used to behave, how Gerard used to behave, like just moving out suddenly and then coming back, speaking on the phone, taking orders. So he wanted to do something in this fashion where he would not come in the eyes of the cops at all, just moving around. And he also said that he was very lucky to know about Gerard. Gerard, apparently you haven't the intelligence to ask why I am invested in this cloak of mystery. So he said, Gerard here says that you're not that intelligent to actually understand and ask me why this kind of a mysterious life I am leading. What is the mystery behind my life? Intruder, preparing to shoot. As I said before, this conversation bores me. So he took up the gun and he pointed at Gerard and said that this conversation actually is really getting uh, too much. It's boring him. So he was actually trying to prepare to shoot. Gerard, don't be a fool. If you shoot, you will hang for sure. If not as yourself, then as Vincent Charles Gerard. So Gerard told him that if you shoot, you will surely be hanged by the cops. Because if not as yourself, but as V.C. Gerard. Because he was actually trying to imitate him. The intruder now said, what is this? He was a little confused as to why Gerard told these kind of things. Gerard, this is your big surprise. I said you wouldn't kill me and I was right. Why do you think I am here today and gone tomorrow? Never see tradespeople. Now Gerard told him that this was a big surprise for him and that he would never kill him. And he was surely right. He also told him to just think as to why he is here today and gone tomorrow. Why he never meets businessmen or tradespeople. So the intruder was in a very confused state. You say my habits would suit you. You are a crook. Do you think I am a Sunday school teacher? So now he continues. Gerard continues saying that you think your habits or my habits would suit you. And that do you think I am a Sunday school teacher? He also said that he was a crook, that is a very dishonest person. Intruder was as such a very dishonest person. Also he asked whether He thought that he was a Sunday school teacher. This is generally referred to for a religious preacher. What does it mean? He means to say that he is no simpleton also. The game's up. As far as I'm concerned, things went wrong with me. I said it with bullets and got away. Unfortunately, they got one of my men and found things the fool should have burned. Tonight I am expecting trouble. My bag's packed ready to clear off. There it is. Now here Gerard is probably cooking up a story, or he's telling things about himself, saying that he is no simpleton. He says a lot of things went wrong with him also, and he had shot someone and got away. But unfortunately, one of his men were caught and he was in actual trouble because the man told everything about whatever had happened. And he also told that he was expecting some trouble that particular night. That is the reason he had packed his bag so that he could move away from the place. So this is the thing that Gerard explained to the intruder. Intruder. It's a bag, all right, and this is a gun, all right. What's all this? He says, you just have packed your bag, but then I have a gun with me. So don't try to act smart. So Gerard says, that's a disguise outfit. False mustaches and whatnot. Now do you believe me? He says that everything is a disguised outfit, not a true outfit that he was wearing. Everything was false. The mustache was false. So whether he actually believed him or not. Intruder musingly, I don't know. So he was totally confused. Now he says that he really doesn't understand what actually was happening. Gerard, for God's sake, clear that muddled head of yours and let's go. Come with me in the car. I can use you. If you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you have still got your gun. So now Gerard told him that you need to clear up all this belief in him and clear his muddled head, that is confused head, and just move out with him in his car. Also that Gerard also said that if he feels that he is trying to cheat him, putting him into a frame, you always had the gun and you could always shoot me down. So this is what Gerard told the intruder. Intruder, maybe you are right. So he agreed to this to some extent, saying that maybe you are doing the right thing. Gerard, then don't waste time. He goes and picks up the hat and the bag. Intruder, careful boss, I am watching you. He was continuously telling him that he's keeping a watch on him so that he doesn't act smart. Gerard, I have got a man posted on the main road. He'll ring up if he sees the police, but I don't want to leave. Okay, he says he had a man who would inform him if the police is out there. Suddenly the telephone bell rings. Come on, they are after us. Through here, straight to the garage. So when the telephone bell rings, Gerard says that probably the police are here. So come on, let's move out of here and straight into the garage. Intruder, how do I know that you are telling the truth? He still had some doubts whether he was actually telling the truth. Gerard, oh, don't be a fool. Look for yourself. He tells him that you don't act like a fool. Better trust me. Gerard opens the door and steps away. Intruder leans forward to inspect it, with his side towards Gerard, but with the revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerard gives him a push into the cupboard, knocking the revolver out of his hand. So now here you see how Gerard actually reacted. He opened the door and moved out, as the intruder was also trying to inspect whether he was actually telling the truth or not. Immediately, Gerard pushed him into the cupboard, put the revolver out of his hand, just put it out of his hand. He slams the door and locks it, picks up the revolver and goes to the phone, where he stands with the gun pointed at the cupboard door. So as soon as the intruder gets into the cupboard, he slams the door and locks it up. He takes the revolver in his hand and goes towards the phone, his gun still pointing at the cupboard door. Intruder rattles the door and shouts, "Let me out of here." So he was shouting because he was locked inside. Gerard, "Hello, yes, speaking. Sorry, I can't let you have the props in time for rehearsal. I have had a spot of bother, quite amusing." So Gerard here was speaking over the phone, saying that it will be difficult for the rehearsal, but there is something very amusing that has happened out there in that particular spot. I think I'll put it in my next play. Listen, can you tell our friend the sergeant to come up here at once? You will probably find him in the public bar. So he was speaking to the person over the phone, saying that if he could call the sergeant, the cop, to come out to his place, and also told him that he would find him at the public bar. So what is it, students? See, you can understand that Gerard used his intelligence. He did not panic. He created a story and he told the intruder that he himself was a crook. He created a story and he decided to corner the intruder. So the intruder believed him, trusted him, and he fell into the trap. So we understand that we need to use our intelligence correctly, appropriately, at the correct time. We need to be very much alert when we are mixing up with people, and also to understand what the intentions are. So I hope, students, you have understood the story. Okay, now quickly let's see what a message this play gives us. The play emphasizes the significance of intelligence, the presence of mind, and a cool head in situation of crisis. We should not panic. Panic can complicate the situation, but cool temperament can help tackle the situation with ease. So if we panic, the situations may get worse. So we need to handle the situation very coolly and very peacefully using our intelligence. It also hints that overconfidence can lead to disastrous results. So if we are overconfident, it can also create lot of problems for us, like the intruder who thought that he was very smart and intelligent. However, he fell into trouble. One should never consider oneself smarter than the other, as done by the intruder in this case. So we need to treat everyone, the enemy also, as smart as us. As the intruder thought that he could overpower the Gerard, however, he fell into the trap created by Gerard. Okay, students, so we understand that we need to be very alert and have a presence of mind, use that appropriately in the situations. So just go through these value points about the lesson, understand them, about the characters, the how the intruder entered and what kind of conversation they had, how Gerard understood about his intentions. In the meantime, how Gerard cooked up a plan. He created a situation wherein the intruder was trapped in that particular plan, and how he believed all this, how the intruder believed this and fell into his trap. Also, at the end, it was Gerard who won over the situation and he called for the police. So, I hope you have understood the lesson, students. Go through it, go through the entire lesson. Now, you'll get a link wherein you have to answer the questions given and submit the same on that particular link. Thank you.